BioShock, Ratchet and Clank, God of War. What do these games all have in common? Their worlds and atmosphere are just so unique. Games like these don't always have revolutionary gameplay, yet they'll still stand out. The biggest reason for this is their world building and their commitment to a theme. In striving for a strong sense of identity, developers are able to create this positive feedback loop of their theme driving the gameplay, and in turn the world's brought to life even more clearly, and that leaves a lasting impression on the player. Going Under, released last year by Aggro Crab Games, is this great action roguelike set in a world filled to the brim with tech startups. As a marketing intern, it's of course your job to slay startups full of monsters in your new workplace's basement. Because unless you're a software developer, degrees mean nothing apparently. As well as having a pretty fun premise, everything about this game is just so damn charming. It's a great parody of modern tech world culture, really making Going Under unique and memorable. Starting out, the office hub itself oozes personality. It's crammed with vibrant colours, beanbags, decorative fountains, and a distinct lack of actual workstations. The cast of co-workers themselves are distinct in both personality and design, as well as being worryingly familiar if you've worked in tech ever. The most haunting bit of dialogue in this game that I found is when the lead engineer gets a massive, last-minute deadline, freaks out completely, and is then told, "Don't worry about it, the development team will figure it out." Yeah, that one hurts on a spiritual level. Hub aside, it's the dungeon crawling which marries the theme with the gameplay amazingly. So many ideas in the combat are inspired from the theme, which, in turn, solidifies the title's identity. Since you're just a marketing intern, of course you aren't fully prepared to just go and slay monsters. It makes perfect sense that you have no weapons and need to rely on picking up the nearest keyboard, blockchain, get it? Or body pillow to go to town on the baddies. As well as your run-of-the-mill upgrades, apps that you find around the place are some of my favourite bits of the gameplay. Like this IoT app that when used flings all the nearest objects in the room at your enemies, or this yoga app that lets you meditate to regenerate health. The apps and upgrades range from super generic to really interesting from a gameplay standpoint, but all of them regardless of this thematically are really neat references that give me a good laugh pretty often. Also, they've got the knowledge guy in here with a sports car blocking away. Shit's incredible. Enemies on the whole are also super fun and fit the theme very well, ranging from things like undead cryptocurrency miners to seedy dating app demons. By going all in on the theme, a lot of the enemy design feels distinct. Take for example the demons from the dating app that keep ghosting me. Life really does imitate art, huh? Lastly, the startup theme flows down perfectly into the level design. With the exception of the first dungeon, the environments emanate such a strong personality driven by the tech that they're based on. This identity also really helps inspire challenges within the levels themselves. Take for example the Styx coin dungeon. Through that you can mine the cryptocurrency along the way, and in doing so you can use it in the shop to either buy upgrades with the coin itself, or convert it all to cash. From a gameplay standpoint it's fairly pointless, but flair-wise it really does help reinforce the world and the theme all the more. There's so much personality crammed into Going Under, it's insane. While the gameplay itself is pretty solid, there's no way I'd be talking about it if it was some generic fantasy game, or even if there wasn't this confident commitment to the theme. All the ideas, both big and small, help contribute to the grand personality of the game. In embracing the ideas of the tech startup world, the developers were able to not only build this incredibly stylized, funny, and unique game, but also to enhance the dungeon crawling and roguelike mechanics in themselves to solidify the game's identity. Going Under was still a really fun experience for me thanks to the theme, probably also aided by the fact that I work in tech and a lot of the references hit way too close to home. Still, it goes to show that holding nothing back when you've got such a strong theme really pays off, and I'd really recommend anyone giving this game a shot. Thanks for watching everyone, I'll see you next time.